Now, as we know, people, the transfer window is closed. That hasn't stopped rumours concerning our football club. On the transfer front, that's one thing. There's plenty of things to speak about with Arsenal in terms of, obviously, the fixtures we have after the international break, what we've seen in both the transfer market, so off the field, and also on the pitch in the month of August. Again, with it being September, you know, I don't know where you lot have been, but new month, new blessings. Now, apparently, Raheem Sterling has finally spoken after confirming his loan signing as an Arsenal man for the season. I'm sure you all would have seen Osimhen has surprised everyone by going to Galatasaray, but apparently that has not stopped speculation of not only a move to Arsenal, but to another team. Gyokeres has allegedly shedded some light on his future. Once again, the window is closed, so at least until January, at least, people. So yeah, let's get into it, people, because we don't have much to speak about during this international period. So yeah, smash the like button. Get the creative juices flowing, and let's dive straight into business, people. If my screen will share, we'll get straight into stuff. Has it shared yet? Good stuff. The bizarre clause in Osimhen's Galatasaray loan deal that could see him move again in January after Napoli outcast saw potential move to Chelsea fall through. Now, I don't know where you look at the Osimhen situation, but for me, I think Napoli have lost. His agents have won because they've probably got commission on his new deal, but they've lost and Osimhen's lost. You know, the worst thing he did, maybe not from a financial standpoint, was sign that new deal with that release clause for Napoli. For Napoli, who are notoriously difficult negotiators, I think they overestimated their importance in the market. And I do think they thought, you know, Paris Saint-Germain, the English clubs with Arsenal and Chelsea, on top of what Osimhen's people are demanding, were prepared to pay the crazy fees in what's, let's have it, a transfer market where, the striker market is quite poor. You've got the emerging talents that might not necessarily convince, and then you've got, you know, the Ollie Watkins, the Osimhens at the time, they're under contract or they're at certain clubs, and it doesn't look like it can happen. Now, Tony went to Saudi Arabia. Osimhen, at least until January, if we're led to believe, is going over to Turkey, and it's been around the houses for Osimhen. 1 minute it's England, then it's France, then it's Saudi, and now ultimately it is Turkey. Gyokeres has stayed put. A bizarre clause has been reportedly inserted into Osimhen's Galatasaray loan deal, which could see him leave in January. The Napoli striker touched down in Istanbul during the early hours of Tuesday morning and is reportedly set to undergo medical tests ahead of a surprise move. So I'd imagine, like the Saudi market, the Turkish market is still open. Apologies for the phone. The one-to-way striker was heavily linked with a move to Chelsea throughout the summer transfer window, with a move to the Premier League his dream, but the Blues could not get the deal done owing to financial reasons, allegedly. Galatasaray then confirmed they were in talks with the Italian giants for the acquisition of Osimhen on Monday night. The Nigerian international will now sign a one-year loan deal with the Turkish giants, but reports have now claimed there is a unique clause inserted into his contract. And I mean, you know, playing for a Turkish club, much less a bigger club like Galatasaray, it's going to be crazy, really. According to Turkish outlet A-Spor, Osimhen has asked for a break clause in his contract, which applies to a total of 10 specific clubs. If any of the unnamed teams submit an offer in January, he'll therefore have permission to leave. So again, I guess, you know, it was clearly made clear at Napoli, you need to move on. We don't want you here financially. And obviously from a sporting front, you need to get a move. So going to Turkey is a new league. New all that sort of stuff. You're going to play football and keep ticking over until January. Spare a thought for Galatasaray, because imagine you're leading the league table. He's your top goal scorer. He's making a difference. And then this clause comes with these 10 specific clubs or unnamed specific clubs, and he has to move. Now, it's a bit of whispers. Nobody can confirm this, essentially, people. The outlet also claims that Osimhen has asked that his release clause will be reduced from 109 million to 63 million as he looks to engineer a permanent move. Now, you'd imagine 63 million is a lot more, you know, enticing to players, to clubs, apologies, that are looking for him. Osimhen's deadline day move to Turkey came after he was excluded from Napoli's list of players for the 2024-25 campaign due to his relationship with the club being broken. They completed the signing of Lukaku for 38 million from Chelsea earlier the week, with the Belgium international expected to lead the line for Conte's team moving forward. He had scored his first goal against Parma, people. As you know, Osimhen got 26 league goals in 2022-23 when Napoli won the league for the first time in 33 years. Last term, apologies. He only managed 15. And it's not just him, the whole team had a slump. He went from winning the league to finishing 10th. So we'll have to see exactly what's going to happen there. Again, apparently, according to Sports Italia, Osimhen has now lowered his release clause in his Napoli contract to 75 million euros, 63.2 million, down from 109.5. And again, the break clause. Apparently, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal on paper have all been included owing to speculation. Real Madrid and PSG as well. So the bigger European teams, essentially. Team News and Tick said Chelsea offered Mudryk to Arsenal. Arsenal insider Team News and Ticks now claims that Arsenal offered the chance to sign Mudryk on loan before eventually deciding to take Sterling. It's now explained that Chelsea never actually had any intention of letting the Ukraine international, who cost the Blues an initial 62 million in a move from Shakhtar Donetsk back in January of 2023, leave West London, but the offer was designed to get more money from Arsenal for the England international. Team News and Ticks state that Chelsea made it out to seem like Mudryk was moving to La Liga on loan to strike some urgency into Arsenal, although it was all designed apologies to run the clock down in an attempt to make the Gunners pay more to loan Sterling closer to the deadline with less time to negotiate. Ultimately, it did not work, and Arsenal signed a 29-year-old on loan with no obligation to buy next summer. Amazingly, Arsenal also covering well under 50% of Sterling's astronomical 325,000 a week wages. So Chelsea are actually paying the man from Kingston more to play for the North Londoners than the Gunners are. So I have to see if Sterling made the right choice. But yeah, I guess we'll see after the international break. Parking off Sterling for a second, apparently Gyokeres is reportedly ready to sign a new long-term contract with the club. With Osimhen and Victor Gyokeres, with Gyokeres and Osimhen not making those bigger moves as well, how much did teams actually want a striker? Ivan Toney, he seemed like to be one of the more attainable. Can't begrudge him for turning down Saudi money or failing to turn down Saudi money. Didn't move. So how much did clubs need a striker really? What strikers really moved? Solanke went. Zertsky off the top of my head went. Osimhen's obviously moved, but you get where I'm going. Gyokeres has picked up where he left off, where, football's concerned. He's banging in the goals. We all know what he did last season, 43 goals in all comps and 15 assists. He's going to identify, flag on the radar of a lot of scouts as they look to identify ways to improve. Apparently, he's reportedly set to sign a new deal. He has a release clause of 100 million euros, which is about 86 odd. His current deal doesn't expire until 2028. Allegedly, HITC report Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, as well as United and Spurs all are monitoring his situation closely, people. He looks set to stay. Apparently, he's already got 7 goals and 3 assists in just 5 appearances this season and netted a hat-trick on the 23rd of August. So, yeah, he's doing all he can to show people he's a quality player. Going back to Raheem Sterling, he said he's excited to join forces with Mikel Arteta. He said, it's an unbelievable feeling, really exciting. I'm buzzing. In brackets, the move was left late, but it was one I was hoping for. Looking at everything, I'm just like, this is the perfect fit for me. I'm super happy that we got it over the line. I spoke with Edu, and you can see the togetherness from Mikel's time here. You can see the journey that the boys are on. You see the hunger to togetherness. It's something I'm looking to be part of. He then said on Arteta, he's a top guy, a top character. I've been watching his journey because I spent some time with him at Man City, and to see him come in here and stamp his own mark on this amazing football club, this amazing history, it says a lot about him and the great job he's doing here. I'm really excited. There are always challenges, and this is another challenge. It's one that I'm relishing, thank God, and I'll really go out there and do my thing. To be at a football club like this, where you can see the hunger and desire year on year, that they're pushing and pushing and pushing. That's exactly how I am as a person. Each day you want to get better. Each year you want to do better than the previous year. Hopefully I can gel really well with the boys and get going. And I think we all hope so, people. I don't think we've missed anything else out there, people. So yeah, the Sterling thing is there really and truly. If you feel the club's ambitious or you could do your thing, why not? Now, we're not paying all of Raheem Sterling's wages, as you lot know, but I saw this on the internet and I thought it shows our wages. And again, I'm never going to begrudge what people are earning. You'd imagine David Raya is in line for an improved contract at some point because he's earning a lot less than certain players. Mikel Merino really earning less than Tomiyasu, essentially. Kai Havertz, again, he's doing his job. Jesus, boy, you keep getting injured and failing to stay fit. Your position in the squad financially, it might not make sense. Thomas Partey's got a year left at best, people. So yeah, that's just the wages of the football club at this moment in time. We've been linked with Victor Reis before, people. Apparently, Arsenal, as well as Liverpool, Barcelona, and Real Madrid, are tracking the 18-year-old who has come through at Palmeiras, who also developed Endrick and Estalvio, who have joined / in the process of joining Chelsea and Real Madrid, respectively. Apparently, Arsenal, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Benfica are all monitoring his progress, people. He's been labelled the next Thiago Silva. I don't know really anything on the play and if that's any credible, but he'll do well to have a half of the career that the legendary former Chelsea, AC Milan, amongst other clubs, PSG international had, as well as Brazil. We all know Sam Tickle didn't sign for Arsenal, neither did Marcus Bintanelli, as we sought to sign a keeper in the dying embers of the transfer window. On the topic of keepers, the Espanyol president has spoken about Joan Garcia, who we also failed to bring, people, and was said to be pushing for a deal. Obviously, our contingency plan was Neto from Bournemouth. There have been movements. We had to work hard. There have been conversations, situations to work through, situations to handle. We're dealing with a great goalkeeper, but we're also dealing with a great person. His behavior, his poise, his harmony, his tone of voice. For me, he's top 10. That's what I'd take from him. Fair enough, if I'm completely honest with you in that regards. And he said, the president has always prioritized sporting performance over economic performance. We have never pushed for a sale if it has not been the economic conditions close to the clause, which clearly Arsenal didn't get to. As far as Garcia is concerned, we think it's best for the club and for him. After a great season, he'll be in a better position to assess his professional career. In terms of the club's project, the fact that there are many transfers does not mean there's no project. This year, we have to guarantee our status to be in the first division, so staying in La Liga, and from there, continue to build our assets. But if you want to do that, you don't have to mortgage your future. Committing players that will mortgage next summer will be the worst thing that can happen to us. All we have done this summer is to guarantee a competitive year without mortgaging the future. So again, we didn't get our first choice keepers. We didn't necessarily get the striker with Sesko. We didn't get Nico Williams. We did all right in terms of getting the wages off the wage bill and sales, because again, we've printed a positive net spend. Now, as you know, if we're seeking a striker off the bench or someone to make the difference, or there's injuries, you can't bring net spend or profit off the bench, or you can't use them collectively, competitively on the field. So we'll have to see how the season pans out for Arsenal Football Club. But where Osimhen, Raheem Sterling, indirectly Gyokeres, Mr. Garcia, and everything else we've spoken about, that's all I've got. Don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the rest of the content. Most importantly, one love for tuning in. Stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.